Welcome back to King Josiah TV, where this channel was created to educate, promote, and influence the kingdom of Jesus Christ in this world. As an ambassador, I am your host, Josiah. And before we get started, guys, I need you to do me a favor. Go ahead and if you're listening on YouTube, smash that subscribe button. And if you're listening audibly on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go ahead and give me that follow button. Let's get into it.
Watch giants fall like Goliath. David, I dance, this ain't no tick-tock. God told me that my steps was ordered. Walking in flip-flops, Chris Rock, how they laughed at me.
I told you guys, because of the political season and the climate that we're in, I'm going to every week put a little bit of some political knowledge and political gems in there for you guys, just to spread more awareness and knowledge on this. And I feel as believers, we should not sit back and not be active in political sectors and political things that are going on. We should be knowledgeable of these things. I say it at the beginning of my podcast, I am an ambassador, and we are ambassadors. We're the salt of the earth holding back the decay. How can we hold back the decay if we're not involved in things that are presently going on when it comes to people being elected and things going on? The whole Bible is about God interceding on man and government, saying, we're going to do these this way. And God says, no, this is how I say things are done. This is the best thing for you. So anyways, the woman we're going to show a video on is Angela Stanton-King. I've seen her vaguely around. She talks about in this video, I'm going to play this portion. She talks about pretty much, she talks about the candidates, abortion, the climate of the Black community pertaining to who we're voting for and who we're saying and having that knowledge. So I'm going to let her talk.
Are their actions and speeches a reflection of them or a reflection of those around them?
She's talking about the candidates. They asked her a question about the candidates and who they are and what their actual personal belief systems are and morals and viewpoints. Are they actually of that candidate? So Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, are their viewpoints personal, or is it based off the party that they're in?
Say their team.
Well, most of these politicians now are just a reflection of their party because they can't speak out against it or they'll be voted out, right? Because it's all about money and special interests. And I think that's pretty much my answer to that. What we need to be looking for as people when it comes to someone genuine running that we think will really make a difference in our community, we need to just check their track record, right? Do you have a history of being active in these communities? Are you about that life? Are you just saying this to get my vote, or do you got receipts, right? Because some of us like me and other activists.
Right. Where them receipts at? Where them receipts of what you've been doing for the Black community?
I know we've been in the community doing the work for 20 years. That's someone that can get my vote, regardless of their party affiliation. They got receipts, they've been doing the work. But we see these people jump into these positions. They come out of nowhere. What work have we seen Kamala Harris do? Incarcerate thousands of Black men while she was the attorney general for California for marijuana, and then go on Breakfast Club and lie and say she never smoked.
Is
the interview over?
Didn't we just hear Pastor Wooden last week's podcast talk about that? He said he called her Mrs. Lockup her brother. I mean, guys, do your due diligence on looking up this woman's track record, looking up the things that she's been involved in politically over her political career, but then wants to come out all of a sudden before the Black community. She's more for the LGBTQ community than she is for anything else.
Over, because I can't even discuss this no more. I am so sick and tired of us acting like we do not have the good common sense that we were born with.
I heard you once say, and I'm paraphrasing, the fight against racial injustice seems to be very loud, but the fight against injustice against our children is being ignored.
Yeah.
Could you clarify the context of that one, please?
I mean, children are not being protected. Like, we're not paying attention to what's going on in our schools. You can go to Google right now and see that Joe Biden and his administration were going to deny funding to public schools that refuse to teach LGBTQ gender ideology to elementary grade students. Like,
remember what I said a moment ago? That Kamala Harris and Biden, which they are tied together, they are more for pushing things transgender, the homosexual party. They're more so pushing that. They're more so in pushing that than they are the black agenda. And what they're doing is they're trying to pretty much bamboozle you and make you feel bad if you're black and you're not going for that. Because if you're black and you're up against oppression of other people, how dare you be a black person and be for that? And the thing is it's not about the oppression of these other communities. No one's trying to push them down. No one's trying to say that they can't have and do what they want. What you do in your bedroom, man, we don't care. I don't care. I mean, Bible out of it. I could give a rat's tail. Do what you want. Marry who you want. It ain't got to do with me. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, don't sexualize these children. Don't sexualize society with your sexual preferences. So
in California, Gavin Newsom just passed a law that if you send Johnny 5 years old to school and he tell the teacher he want to be Jill, okay, then the teacher has that right to put him in a dress and call him Jill all day long while you at work. And then when he come back home, he back to acting like John again. Like, we children are being used to push a sexual agenda. Anytime you see an administration talking about they're fighting for LGBTQ plus children.
This is right what I was just telling you guys. Listen up to what she says. This is exactly what I was just saying.
Okay. What is that? Because when I think about those letters and I think about what they stand for, let's just start with the L. Okay. A L, that's a lesbian. That's a woman that is sexually attracted to and likes to have sex with women. Okay. B, that's bisexual. That is a person who is sexually attracted to and likes to have sex with both sexes. So when you say LGBTQ children, am I supposed to look at a 5-year-old child and say, oh, that child is bisexual?
They're sexualizing our children, guys. It's perverted. Everything that she just labeled and just broke down the alphabet. It's all sexual. These are all sexual preferences. These are all sexual desires, things that people in the privacy of their own bedroom. Our children do not have sexual preferences, do not have sexual appetites at that age. You can't say a little boy, a little girl is gay or transgender. They don't know. They don't even know if they want Hot Pockets for dinner or if they want freaking ice cream. Like, so don't come at me with that. Don't come with that. It's perverted. It's rooted in perversion. And I just want to read a verse. I'm gonna let her keep talking, but I want to read a verse here about from Timothy, 2 Timothy 3:1-5. But understand this, that in the last days there will come times of difficulty, for people will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, proud, arrogant, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, heartless, unacceptable, slanderous, and without self-control, brutal, not loving, good, teacherless, reckless, swollen with conceit, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having the appearance of godliness, but denying the power thereof. Avoid such people. I'm gonna let that marinate on you.
They like to have sex with male. They are using children as walking advertisements to push a sexual agenda. Anytime you see children at a pride parade with pride clothes on that say LGBTQ, anytime you see the director of Joe Biden's health department, Rachel, what's his name? Dr. Rachel, I can't remember the last name, but before it was Richard Levine. Okay. Rachel Levine. This is the director of Joe Biden's administration when it comes to health. Formerly Richard Levine has made it completely legal for children to be able to sexually transition without the permission of their parents. And if you buck and say, no, son, I said your name is John, then you can be deemed unfit and have your parental rights terminated. But we focus on who white and don't like us.
Exactly.
Baby, the black girl across the street don't like you. Your black cousin from you ain't talked to in 10 years don't like you.
Preach. Preach. This girl preach. She ain't no minister, but she preaching. Black people are so hung up on that, man. So hung up on color and all that. Yeah, Ricky Smiley the other day telling black people, you not black because you don't want to see a black woman get put into office. And on the same day, Martin Luther King and all this black stuff. Like, dude, if a white person were to say that same stuff, they're going to vote for somebody simply because of their color or their race. They'll be considered a bigot. They'll be considered a white nationalist. Black people do it. It's okay. We can't be racist.
Your black daddies don't like you.
It don't make
the law you spoke about previously. Is that nationwide? Or is that specific?
It's just in California, but you know, once they pass it there, it's going to begin to spread, and it's in many other places as well that they're not necessarily talking about it. And it's a Democrat agenda. Like if you go back and even you look at the Olympics that we just witnessed, the Olympics that just took place in Paris, you got to.
If you guys watched last week's podcast, we talked about the Olympics. I'm sorry, the week before last week, we talked about the Olympics. They're pushing an agenda. How can you be a believer, a lover of Christ, and you're supporting this party that is pushing a demonic, I don't care what you say, it is a demonic agenda. The Democratic Party is pushing a demonic agenda, and you're willing to vote for them for two simple reasons: because you don't like the other person because of their personality, their morality, or how you feel about them, how they speak. And secondly, you're in them because of color. If you're voting for this other party, the Democratic Party, for color and the other things, I'm gonna let her talk.
A child that they're saying is a drag queen on the show. You can look and zoom into the picture. The man got his whole nuts and testicles out. They got this little boy dressed up as a woman. I'm a grown woman. If I put on some red lipsticks and some high heels and go see my man, baby, I'm looking for that action. I want him to see me. Why are we dressing little boys up in high heels and dresses and putting them on a stage and having them perform in sexually explicit manners and calling it gender inclusion and diversity?
Well, why are parents supporting this? Like, why are parents like supporting their children?
I mean, ain't that what DFAC's for? Why is the government allowing it? All parents aren't, good parents. That's why we have systems.
Let's read some scripture to answer his question. This is from Corinthians 2:4-4. Satan, who is the god of this world, has blinded the minds of those who do not believe, for they are unable to see glorious light of good news. They do not understand the message about the glory of Christ, who is the exact likeness of God. Their eyes are blinded by the god of this world. That's why these parents are allowing these things. That's why these parents are sitting back and letting their kids be sexualized. We're going to listen to a little bit more of this, guys, and we're going to move on, but listen to a little more.
Systems in place that protect children when they don't have good parents. You're going to tell Boosie he can't take his son to Magic City to see a real woman get naked because his son not 21. But if Boosie want to take his son to see a man with fake titties and a string up their ass, dancing around sexually or provocative, it's legal? And he can do it?
So
I don't agree with Boosie, and I don't agree with 100% with that statement, but it's perverted either way. We just decide to look at one wrong over the other. They're both wrong. They're both perverted. They're both overly sexualizing children.
What do you think is going to be the future of this country with the thing that's going on?
I hope I don't be here. My plans are to pack my shit up and go, baby. I don't know if it's Bali, if it's Africa.
I'll be feeling the same, but I hope I ain't here, I ain't around, or God done take me up yonder, man, because
I don't know what y'all gonna do. I'm at the point now, baby, Black people, we are done. Like, I've never seen the Wade Plies and Isaac Hayes and D.L. Hewley and these Negroes and Roland Martin is carrying on for this Black woman
they
who got a black.
They are cooning like no tomorrow. I'm sorry. They are cooning. All those guys that she just named is freaking horrible. Like
King that she lay down to and pillow talk to every single night. I just don't know what's gonna happen. Kamala Harris is more of a progressive than Joe Biden. I think we're in trouble. I think that if she's elected, not only are we getting ready to abort an entire generation, but we're getting ready to lose an entire generation to men that no longer feel the need to be men, but want to be women and don't have a desire to be with women.
I don't know, man. We have a real
guys. We're gonna end that one there. But I mean, that last point, I'm glad that she ended it like that. Wouldn't it be, the devil is wise, he's cunning. If you can tear down the man, which is the foundation of the home, which is foundation of society, if you can make him, emasculate him, make him feminine, make him no longer the leader, make him not desire women anymore, you can kill generations, you can tarnish society, and you can weaken society. By doing that, you can tear it completely down and apart and flip it on its back. And that's exactly what's happening. And people need to wake up to see that. Guys, I just want to thank you guys again for staying tuned, listening to all my videos, paying attention, guys. We're at 15 podcasts in. Thank you guys so much. And please be encouraged to share these videos, drop a comment below, guys. It helps the channel grow. And again, if before I get you out of here, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go ahead and give me that follow button, guys. I will see you next week.
But my salvation on me like it's a helmet. The way you to sin is death for send you to hell quick. Wanted to be all about me, God, I was selfish. I was rebellious, but you